Hello, we're going to look at an actual paper and we're going to fix a few things that are wrong with it. And I'm going to show you how to do that in Word. Okay, so every paper in APA needs to have a running head, except that this running head isn't correct. So what you need to do is the running head needs to be they need to be left justified, and in order to get the page number to the other side, you just tab. Okay. Additionally, the running head needs to be in the right font. This one is not. It should be in Times New Roman, and it should be in 12-point font, just like the rest of your paper. So that's what it should look like. And when you do that on the first page, which your first page should always be different because you're going to insert the words running head. So when you're on the design tab, you want to make sure that the checkbox is checked for different first page, okay? And so then when you go to the next page, you want to make sure that this one is correct as well. So you can do a couple of things. So you want to fix that. And let's go ahead and fix the font here by going to the Home tab. And select Times New Roman, and again 12 point. Okay, and so you'll see that it's been fixed here, and now it's fixed on every page. Okay. When you're doing your cover page, this should be all capitalized. Not just a few select words, not just the first word. This is actually a really bad title. Attention to stop global warming would be a better title here. This kind of stuff isn't necessarily necessary. It would be good for you to put a date, maybe the term, and your name. So this is the abstract. An abstract is very, very difficult to write, and it's probably the last thing that you should write. And your abstract should begin with things like, this paper will discuss global warming and its effect on our environment, or something along those lines. It should also, at the top of the page in the center, it should say abstract. And keywords should be in italics. You can do that by going up here and selecting the italics button. You don't necessarily have to select keywords, but getting the practice of writing an abstract is always helpful. It looks like abstract was there at one point, but it got deleted. Okay, so now we're going through the paper. Things look okay. This paper is not perfect by far. It's got citations are looking pretty good, lead-in citations, etc., etc. It's looking pretty good, not terrible. This is bad. Do not use the built-in reference manager in Word, because it just kind of will steer you wrong. So let's go ahead and get rid of that, because of course Word's going to put their own little personal spin on it, and that should not be cool. So we just want to kill this entirely. So you just type references, and spell it correctly, of course. And it should just be Times New Roman, font size 12, okay? And it should be centered. It's easy, nothing fancy. So this is the first reference. And what's missing here is the hanging indent. And so to get to the hanging indent, you select the whole reference, and you come down here and you go to paragraph with a right click. And then over here in special, you go to hang. And that's the way it's supposed to look. And you would do that for each one, so that everything is correct, and that they all look the same. All references should have a hanging indent. And so that's how you fix the running head. You know, you go up here and you fix it, and you have to fix it in two places, because remember, your first running head should always contain the words running head, and those are not in all uppercase. It's running with a capital R, head does not have a capital H, And then from then on, it's just the title. And you can use a shortened title. If your paper has a very long title, like this one, you could shorten this one to just global warming patterns. That way you don't have this huge title at the, up here at the top. It can be a shortened version of your title. But again, make sure your abstract's there and make sure that every paragraph is indented. Do not add spaces between paragraphs. Do not add spaces between references. Your whole paper should be formatted in Times New Roman 12-point font, including your running head. It should have no more than 1-inch margins all the way around. To set up your page, you can go here to page layout, and you can go to margins, and it's one of the settings that you can pick, and it's right there. Do not use the citation builder in Word. It will steer you wrong, and I don't want you to lose points for it being incorrect. And then of course the hanging indent, the easiest way to do that is a right click and a paragraph. I hope this helps you get your paper formatted correctly.